If you've been lifting for months, maybe even years, and you're still not seeing progress, there's a good chance you're doing one of these things every single day. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 5 things killing your gains that you do every single day. Number 1 is going to be you're not training close to failure. If your workouts are too easy and there's no intensity, you're not going to grow. Most people think they train hard, but they're stopping 4 to 5 reps before failure. That is simply not enough stimulus to actually adapt and grow. Now, powerlifting is a whole different thing, right? We have deload weeks where we want to prime our CNS for weeks after, weeks later. But if you're trying to gain muscle, grow muscle, you need to be training with intent and you need to be training close to failure. Majority of your growth is going to happen with the last 3 or so reps in a set, right? Those first few reps, that's not going to be what makes your muscles grow bigger. It's having heavy mechanical tension and pushing yourself close to failure within those last 2 to 3 reps. And for someone who has been going to the gym since 2018, I've seen noticeable change within my physique when I actually started training with intent, close to failure or failure, compared to when I first started lifting and I would just kind of go through the motions without really having purpose or intent within my training. Point number 2 we're going to talk about is you're not progressing anything within the gym. If your weights, reps, or effort is not increasing, how do you expect to see results? If your weights aren't increasing, your reps aren't increasing, or your effort isn't increasing, how do you expect to grow, right? If we're not changing anything within our program or our workouts, our body has no reason to grow. You have no reason to gain strength. You have no reason to put on more muscle because you're training the exact same every single time you're in the gym. If we put this on the line graph, right, you're not making any progress. You're just staying static the entire time. Our body can't adapt if we're doing the same thing, the same reps, the same sets, the same weight every single day in the gym, right? Kind of like what I talked about in my last video about progressive overload. One of the best things we can do is increase weight, increase sets, or increase reps every single week, right? And there's a time and a place for a deload week, especially if you're a powerlifter or train heavy compound lifts. But we want our graph to kind of look something like this. You know, we're not really starting at 0, but we want something where it's a nice, steady, linear progression upward, right? Because if we're doing more weight every single week, our body has a reason to put on more muscle. Our body has a reason to put on more strength. That is how you're going to grow. If we have no progress, there's going to be no reason for adaptation. And just like I mentioned, progressive overload is required. You're not going to grow from one workout here or one workout there or any individual workout. You're going to grow from progress consistently over time. The third point we're going to talk about might be one of the most important point we're going to discuss, and that is sleep, right? The third reason you're not progressing is because your sleep is atrocious. Sleep is recovery, guys. If we are not prioritizing recovery and sleep, there's no reason you should expect to grow in the gym. It's so funny because people sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, maybe 6, and they wonder why they're not growing any muscle. If we're sleeping consistently 5 hours every night, that's as equal to building a house with no materials. It's just not going to work. And some people complain they don't have time to sleep. Us humans as species spend 1/3 of our entire life sleeping. If we did not need sleep, humans would have evolved without it. But it is so important for us to sleep and have proper recovery that it is literally one of the most important things we can do. It's a non-negotiable to sleep 7 to 9 hours every night, especially if you want to build size, especially if you want to get stronger, especially if you want to build that body you've been dying to build. If we have no sleep, we're going to have no recovery, and that is going to equal no growth. If we have no sleep, we're not going to recover and we're not going to have any growth. The fourth point we're going to talk about on why you don't see progress in the gym is because you're not eating enough or you're eating like crap. You have to remember our body is a temple. What we put inside our body reflects how we feel, how we act, how we function, and how we perform. We want to make sure we're having adequate amounts of micronutrients and of macronutrients and whole healthy foods. We need to make sure we're eating enough because if we are training, our body burns energy like carbohydrates to use as fuel. If we have no fuel, we have no growth. If you're not eating enough for your body to actually perform well in the gym, you're not going to see any progress. You can't build muscle while you're under eating. And no, having a protein shake is not going to fix your bad diet. If we want to actually see progress, we need to make sure we're eating a lot of carbohydrates, as this is your body's main source of energy. We want to make sure we're having a good amount of carbs before our workout or pre-workout. We can have carbs intra-workout or during our workout. And then we want to make sure we're also having carbs post-workout or after our workout. And then protein, guys. We want to make sure we're eating enough protein because that, or amino acids, are the building blocks for muscle growth. And then calories. Like I said, if we're not eating enough, we cannot expect to grow. And the only way we're going to be getting adequate amounts of carbs and protein is if we're eating enough calories, right? Put all that together and we are going to grow in the gym. If your scale isn't moving during a bulk, then neither is your muscle. The fifth and final point we're going to talk about on why you don't see progress or see results in the gym is because you're inconsistent. We've all heard of the person who says they're going to start going to the gym every single day, and then maybe after a week they burn out and they stop going, right? Or maybe they're going twice a week here, 3 times a week the next week, 4 times a week, but then back down to 2. They're just not staying in a consistent pattern every single week. If we're inconsistent in the gym, we're not going to see any progress or any results. And it's not like you need a special program or a specific workout routine. You just need to stay consistent. And if you're struggling with consistency within the gym, one of the biggest things you can do is just build the habit of going, right? Repeatedly going every single day. And you can start low, guys. You can start by going 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day. The goal is to just consistently build the habit of going and showing up. And for me personally, the gym is something that is just so easy for me to do just because I've been working out for almost 8 years, right? 7.5 years right now. And it's just something that is just part of my routine now. But I built that by going consistently day in and day out. Start small and build the habit of going to the gym, right? And then from there, increase your workouts to 60 or 90 minutes. But that's the best piece of advice I can give if you're struggling to stay consistent. Just start low, start small, and build up. But the main goal is to build the actual habit of staying consistent, because that's going to fix 90% of your problems. If you're not seeing results, if you're not seeing progress, it's probably because you're not staying consistent. You don't need to spend 2 to 3 hours in the gym, especially if you already have trouble staying consistent or showing up every day. Just spend 15 to 30 minutes and build the habit, take action of going to the gym every single day. And it's not about being perfect either. It's just about consistency. Missing workouts, skipping weeks, and restarting over and over and over again, that is what is truly killing your progress. Most people don't need a new program. They need to fix their habits. Train hard, recover even harder, and stay consistent. Guys, if you actually take action and take the time to fix these 5 things, you are going to see results. Guys, out of these 5 things that are screwing with your progress, be honest in the comments and let me know which one you're doing. Thank you guys so much for watching. The support lately has been unreal, and I'm so grateful to every single one of you who spends the time to watch my videos, who even likes a video or comments. It means the absolute world. I love responding to comments, so feel free to comment questions or video ideas you want to see in the future. I'm more than happy to make them for you guys. If you guys are new here, my name is Zach. I'm a certified personal trainer and a certified nutritional coach, and I do online coaching. I like to make these whiteboard videos to put things in simplistic terms for you guys so you can easily understand anything to do with the gym, nutrition, diet, lifestyle, anything like that. I just like to make these videos so it's a little easier for you guys to understand and get straight to the point with. Like I said previously, thank you all for the support. It truly means the world to have people actually spend the time out of their day to watch me. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me, send me an email, or go to visit my website. Everything is down below. God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.